Someone that's not shutting his mouth anytime soon, Elon Musk. Have you seen what he's tweeted? I absolutely found it fascinating. I sit there with my popcorn watching it. I think it's great. He's tweeted out Keir Starmer's, I've got to say, massively plummeting approval ratings, and he's predicted that all establishment parties in the UK will be crushed in the next election. Do you think he's onto something, Kelvin?
I think there will be a version of that. The one that is going to be absolutely crushed, of course, is Labour. I've never seen it. Right. Now, you think I'm old? OK. The good thing about being old is I have been looking at this lot since Harold Wilson and before. And so I would say I had never seen a party start off with such a massive majority, start off in such a ridiculous form to try and in some way destroy the very base that put them in. So the people that will benefit from this will be Nigel Farage. And the reason he's going to benefit is, one, we don't know whether Nigel Farage is going to be a great prime minister or a great leader, right? Because he hasn't led anything, right? And two, that may change over the years because of the Senate and county council votes. But two, that he wants and has always wanted a massive clampdown on migration. And that seems to actually be a kind of lock with a good percentage of our country. So I expect him to benefit. The question, really, whether Musk turns out to be right, is whether the Tories manage to get their act together. If they do, and actually I expect Boris to come back actually in a couple of years, he would do a deal with Farage in a heartbeat, right? Because he doesn't really believe in anything. And then yeah, you'd have a total right, enormously right and powerful political party. And at that, Labour will be thrown out in the same way as they were thrown in.
Well, just before you come in, I just want to tell everyone, in case you're not familiar with this, what those approval ratings look like. So it was 11. It was basically a peak of 11 in July. It slumped to minus 38 in October. It then went to minus 30 and then hit minus 25 this month.
Right, OK, so let's begin with Elon Musk. I mean, this is the man who predicted civil war. So I don't take Elon Musk's predictions very seriously. And actually, he thinks it will only be Nigel Farage and everybody else will get wiped out. I mean, what Elon Musk knows about politics is not a lot. I mean, of course, we have no idea. We're a few months into a...
Because I can't let you just say that and then just skip along, because I don't understand why people seem to be so sneery about Elon Musk. When you say what he knows about politics is not a lot, he played, many people would argue, quite a key role. Whether he should or not is irrelevant, but he played quite a key role supporting a Trump administration that just wiped the floor in the last election in America. So he obviously knows a thing or two about something.
Well, yeah, I mean, he tweeted a lot, right? So
he spent tweeted 200 million.
He spent 200. Yeah. So
hurrying.
What I'm saying is his predictions, right? So this was the man who predicted civil war in Britain. It didn't happen, and I don't think he understands Britain very well, and I don't agree with his predictions.
He understands that Starmer is a dud.
No, you think he's a dud.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
I've just given you an approval rating that's not just Kelvin Mackenzie featured. You're probably not featured there at all. It's polling by More in Common. I just said it was a peak of 11, plus 11 in July, to a low of minus 38. It climbed to minus 30 and settled at minus 25.
And is now at minus... No, of course it's not great. And of course I wish it wasn't that. But actually a poll that did come out yesterday that was not More in Common was JL Partners. They put a number of sort of famous people, members of the cabinet, all the things, and there is no question Starmer came bottom. Elon Musk did come second to bottom. Right at the top were obviously David Attenborough, Martin Lewis,
Michelle.
Not Michelle, I'm afraid, but they didn't put her in. Gary Lineker and Jeremy Clarkson, and then came all the political
who's not
people.
A politician.
Yeah, and then the politics. But Elon Musk came below everybody but Starmer. So that's what I'm saying is that actually he isn't very popular either.
But most people over here wouldn't know Elon Musk, right? We do. What? We do because it's politics. But I would go and ask. I go and ask 100 people. In fact, I tell you what. If I asked 100 people who the deputy leader of the Labour Party was, right? No, I tell you what. I'll ask 100 people who the Home Secretary is.
Right, so
most
there you
people
go.
don't follow politics in the way that
right, well,
you
what
do.
we're going to do, we've got ourselves a segment, Kelvin Asks. I'm going to send him out and about on the streets with clipboards. Clipboards, and he can conduct his own market research. Is the reason that you don't like Elon Musk because he's critical of the Labour Party?
No, I don't like what he's done to Twitter. I don't like...
What's he done to Twitter?
Well, I just think
he's allowed the right in. That's what you don't like.
Tell me what you think he's done to Twitter.
I think he's made it even more toxic. I have to say I haven't been... Well, because he doesn't fact check, right? So that you can write whatever you want. Whereas actually before, was it Dorsey actually tried to get it fact checked. So now you can say anything on Twitter.
Yeah, but hold on. So you do realise that over the reason that Elon Musk bought Twitter was because
it was an accident.
What was going on was that views that were conservative or to the right of centre were being actively censored. There was this whole thing about the Twitter files. Things, opinions, people were being actively censored. So when you say it was a less toxic place, probably when people say that, what they mean is they didn't see hostile views or views that they disagree with or people that they disliked and so on and so forth, because all of that had been censored.
No, of course, there was always hostile views. They just weren't quite as poisonous. Anyway,
that is not true. To my personal knowledge, and I've said this before on this show,
it's more poisonous or less poisonous.
The abuse I got of a violent nature, i.e., I want to kill you, I want to stab you, don't come to my town, and all that kind of stuff. It was honestly shocking. However, I didn't do anything about it because I adopted free speech as distinct from Essex police, who would have honestly had half of the north of England actually in jail if I had protested.
And you've got to say as well, you can't just randomly say anything. You've got all your community notes and stuff like that on Twitter and X now. Look,
what I was trying to say was that actually, if you're talking about popularity, and I do think that people in Britain will have heard of Elon Musk as much as Kemi Badenoch, Bridget Phillipson, the leaders of the Green Party, Carla Denyer, Adrian somebody or other. I mean, that all of those were in there. OK, and Elon Musk came second bottom. I'm just telling you the fact.
Where did Bridget Phillipson come in all that?
She was the most popular cabinet member.
At what percentage? About 4?
Yeah, but it was positive.
Well, look,
that's what I'm saying, Kelvin. She was positive.
Right. She's not positive in my house, I can tell you that.
Just tell me, because I need to go to a break, but just tell me quickly, do you think it was right or wrong that the Labour Party excluded Elon Musk from their investment summit?
The reason they excluded him from the investment summit is because that's not what he does. Right?
What, he doesn't invest?
No, he doesn't. Yeah, he just wasn't there. That's
Scarlett Maguire. It was one of the most stupid decisions that I've heard.
I don't think
you can't just tell me Elon Musk wasn't there because he doesn't invest. Well, he's one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the world. I was about to say in the country, in the world.
He's the richest man in the world.
They didn't want him there because he would hijack it.
Why is he rich? Why is he rich?
Yeah, I'm not saying whether he's successful, but I don't know because I'm not part of the Labour Party.
No, I asked you whether or not you thought it was the right decision to exclude him.
Well, when I heard Peter Kyle was asked on the radio why wasn't he done, and he said because actually his portfolio at the moment isn't investment, and that's why it was.
Have you ever read anything so daft in all your life, ladies and gents? You can be the judge of it. I think it's absolutely fabulous. I'd love him to be involved in politics in some way. In that, you know what he's doing at the moment in America, where he's looking for all of the kind of efficiencies. Can you imagine if we had someone of that calibre doing that in this country, what politics would look like? You'll have different opinions, I'm sure, at home. Get in touch and let me know your thoughts.